Hello, my name is Scott McKeskey, and this is my Fluid Sim final project. So the goal of this exercise is to create a circuit that will extend cylinder A here, extend cylinder B, retract cylinder B, and then retract cylinder A. And also do this at a controlled speed. So we have our compressed air supply, that has not been labeled yet, and our two DCVs controlling the two cylinders, and the lines to those cylinders are throttled with throttle check valves, which control the air going into the cylinder and letting it exhaust freely. Those DCVs are controlled by changeover switches in this part of the electronic circuit. And all this is powered through a make switch, 0K1, which is the main power relay. So we have a momentary start button that will start a latch, which will keep the main power relay on, and a stop interrupt momentary switch to turn it off. And if I start the simulation, you can see it working. And we have switches for that here and here to turn off power to the rest of the circuit when it is stopped. So controlling the changeover switches, we have two relays, and we also have another relay which is just basically a state switch, because the if I were to override this and have this sit here like this state with these four sensors can occur right after this cylinder A has extended, or right after cylinder B is retracted. The sensors read the same thing. And because we want there to be two separate behaviors when that that state happens two times, there has to be something else that keeps track of their state. So that's what this extra relay is. It is turned on by 1B1, which is when cylinder A is retracted, which will actually only happen at the beginning, happens at the very beginning and the very end of the cycle. So, and it is broken when cylinder B is extended. So basically this is if this is on, it is saying to extend the cylinders, and when it is off, it means to retract them. And here, there's a make switch here linked to that relay for 2K1, which controls cylinder B, or 2B1. And there's a latch here. So as long as it's in extend mode, I'll just say it, there'll be power to this latch. And when 1B2, which is the extended point of cylinder A, is reached, it'll trigger that latch, and that'll extend cylinder B. and that will remain extended until the extend mode relay is turned off by 2B2, at which point the cylinder will once again retract. The cylinder A controls are a little more complicated because it needs to deal with more scenarios. So it has that same extend and retract, or that same 0K2 extend switch. So while it's in extend mode, we want cylinder 1A to be extended. So there's a make switch there. But also when it's retracted, we also, in retract mode, we still want cylinder A extended until cylinder B has fully retracted. So here we have that's a brake switch for 2B1 to allow that to happen. Until 2B1 is reached, there will be power going through to the next stage, or to this latch. So this is basically an OR. So if it's in extend mode, or 2B1 is not tripped. And now there's this latch, which looks a little weird because of the optical sensor instead of a make switch, but it's the same thing. So there's an optical switch, which is the main trigger for the trigger that causes the cylinders to move, and that will in turn latches 1K1, which controls cylinder A. So basically what happens is when this is pressed, run it and explain it, I guess. That would be easier. So I'm going to hit the start button to energize the circuit, and immediately the extend mode relay has turned on because cylinder B is not extended, and cylinder A is back at 1B1. So, and because of that, we have power flowing through both of these make switches. So, in particular, 0B1, the optical sensor can be tripped. So when I press that, it'll energize 1K1, which will in turn power 1M2, which will allow cylinder A to extend. And once 1B2 is reached, that will trigger this next latch, which will in turn extend cylinder B through this second part of the circuit. Then once cylinder B reaches 2B2, that'll turn off, that'll break this switch, turning off the extend mode relay, 0K2. And that will break these two switches, which will immediately cause cylinder B to retract. And then once cylinder B is retracted, both the extend mode relay and this brake switch will be open, causing cylinder 1 to retract. So here's that in action. So you can hear the changeover switches. Well, the fifth stage is the reset, but they're noises, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the reset of the changeover. And if I press and hold, it does not interrupt. If I just click it repeatedly, it does not interrupt, because the optical switch doesn't actually change anything until it's in the start position here. Because if it's not, it either doesn't have power going to it, so it's not powered on and can't change anything, or it already has power at the output, so switching it won't make a difference. Yeah, I believe that's it. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.